Oh, yep.
You can see me now? Okay.
Okay.
It's not too dark?
No, you're fine.
Okay. Excuse me. So, do you want me to
So,
get started?
yeah, please do.
Okay. So, I will start off by saying today is the 1 year anniversary of me getting my gemstones to begin with. And I've had a huge benefit from the gemstones. I started with thinking that I wanted to help my son, who's disabled, with getting him gemstones because my intention was he has more medical issues than me. So I felt like it made more sense to help him first. But as we discussed, we want to help Mama Bear first so that Mama Bear can take care of Baby Bear. And we talked about the analogy of when a plane's going down, you know, you want to put the oxygen on Mom first before Baby so Mom can continue to take care of them. So anyways, we started with me. I saw benefits in myself from the gemstones. So I decided that I would try to help Mason out once I saw benefits in myself. So to give you a little background on Mason, Mason is he's wheelchair bound, nonverbal, disabled, has a brain disorder that causes seizures. His seizures started, he was about 2 months old when he started having seizures. So we have had him on, I don't know, 15 to 20 different medications over the years, and none of them have completely taken the seizures away. He still has about 2 to 3 seizures a month. Since starting the gemstones, and the gemstones that I chose for him because of price reasons were not specifically to help with the seizures. I chose something that would help him, calm him, and hope that a side effect would be to have less seizures. And that is what is happening. So he typically he would have 2 to 3 seizures a month. He went 42 days without having a seizure, had a seizure, then went 50 days without having a seizure. So each time it's more days that he's stretching without having a seizure. So that is amazing. And we weren't even working on that to begin with. So it's like amazing. So
What were we trying to do?
Gosh. Trying to help his sleep-wake patterns, I believe.
Yeah, and then also the detox.
Right,
because
exactly.
of all the pharmaceuticals.
Because of all the pharmaceuticals, exactly.
So the idea of a gentle approach to try and support his body and his physical health as best we can, considering that he has this, condition, and considering that he's already for 18 years been on, heaps and heaps of pharmaceuticals.
And
So our conversation, it was, in the direction of what can we do, to as powerfully but gently as possible support his physical body and his health and his detox, because you had mentioned, and I'll let you jump back in, about the medicines that you have to use with him and how they have side effects, and one of them is the liver and such. But
yeah, so he was on medication for years that affected his liver. Got off that medication, then got on another medication that now affects his liver. So his liver enzymes have been up and down over the years so much, and recently they were very elevated. So the hope was that this set of gemstones that I recently purchased would help support that and detoxify him so his liver could stabilize out. And it did. Amazingly, just within, I guess, a couple months or so, not even, his liver enzymes significantly reduced to the point that they're basically normal now. Just with no interventions other than gemstones. So that says something. And I we were discussing this before, how I've heard horror stories about people on this specific medication, Depakote, that people would say their child was on it and their liver enzymes would be elevated and they just could not get them to come down, even though they would decrease the medication or switch to a different medication, that kind of thing, and they still would have elevated liver enzymes. We did not do anything other than the gemstones. So there's nothing that we've done to change, like no diet changes, nothing like that. So that's all amazing, amazing stuff. So he does this constant twitching where his hands are constantly like this, and it's just a part of his neurological condition. I didn't even think about it until like a couple of days ago, but I don't remember the last time I saw him twitch. And I mean, I guess he occasionally maybe like does it, but it's very, very rare. And he's, for the most part, much more relaxed and calm. He's tolerating range of motion better. He goes up in a stander that helps his bones and his muscles. He tolerates that more. Like he'll be up in that. He used to only tolerate 45 minutes. Now he can stand an hour and a half and he's not in pain. He's more alert. So like before, sometimes he would sleep like 4 to 6 hours during the day, and just like that's not, a life to live. Like I want him to be engaged, alert, like awake, doing things. Now he's alert, he's happy. um, Obviously everyone has their ups and downs. So there are days that he's not as alert, but there's more days that he's alert than days that he's not alert. So that's what I'm pointing to. Also, his skin has improved. He has a G tube. So prior to the gemstones, he had like around his G tube, it was like almost like red/pink around there. Hey, I'm doing a video call real quick. I'll come out in a couple minutes. Sorry about that. It was like red/pink around his G tube, and since the gemstones, it's skin colored. Excuse me, which is amazing, because it was probably about 4 years that it was pink/red. Nothing else that we've done, other than maybe like coconut oil, but coconut oil and gemstones, all natural stuff, has helped his skin amazingly. And he's been able to communicate better with me. Like, just, it's overall, I've seen more benefit than anything. And it's literally as simple as like, boom, put a necklace on, you're done. That's it. And the conversations we have too. But because he's nonverbal, he's not having the conversations with you. But it's still a much simpler thing than having to introduce medications, do diet changes, things like that. It's much simpler than anything else that I've ever experienced with him. And I've seen a huge benefit. So, am I missing anything that?
I That's so beautiful. You did mention to me just previously something about eczema. Besides the G tube, did
Oh,
you notice there's some like skin stuff that you notice is seeming to improve as well?
the eczema is better too. Yep. And whenever, if it ever does flare up, I just do a little bit of coconut oil and it goes away within like a day. So,
Um, so what I really probably my favorite story over the last couple months was the communication, not
oh yeah.
just the communicating with the messaging board at school and at home, but the communication as you are wearing gemstones and your son who's nonverbal is wearing gemstones.
Yeah, I feel like we can understand each other better. Like I kind of know what he's thinking at times
Or
because
if I may say it out loud, you told me You heard his voice.
Yeah, yeah, I did.
You
I,
heard him talk to you while you were awake.
yeah, last night he actually said hi to me, and he's never talked out loud to me. And I thought I was hearing things at first, and then he reassured me by looking at me and having the hugest smile ever, like, nope, you didn't hear me, like that was me saying hi. And I just knew it in my heart too,
Yeah,
so
I know because I got chills all over.
yeah, yeah. And it's it's just amazing how, like just even the way he looks at me now, it's like, wow, mommy, you're really connecting with me now. This is like amazing. Like, you get me, like you hear me, you see me. Like, it's awesome. Overall awesome.
Yeah,
And he really, like, not that anyone has a bad soul, but he truly is an amazing, amazing person with an amazing soul. And I mean, people that know him describe him as someone that lights up the room just with his smile. So, like, just being able to support him more with the gemstones and bringing out the best in him has been an amazing journey so far.
yeah.
And I'm really excited to see what's to come and how much more he can grow from this.
Because that was like we discussed going all the way back to the beginning. It's like going to the gym. It's like you start out slow and then it gets better and better and better and better. And so even though it was like, for the first week or month, you're like, okay, he seems better, he seems more alert, he seems happy. It's like when you clean out so much of the toxicity and then you notice more changes because his body's healthier and stronger, and then clean out more of the toxicity and then you notice more changes because his body's healthier and stronger. It's like,
Right.
yeah, exactly, it's a growing process, and it's like I can't wait to see what a couple more months is going to do, because when we look back over our shoulder at a past couple months, it's so much really to acknowledge all those different things that have happened.
And it's interesting too because, like, you can cut this part out if you want to, but as we discussed, like, I was sort of nervous to do the testimonial because I almost like wasn't believing it without like the evidence from the doctor of, okay, the lab work looks better, even though I was seeing all these other little things that were beneficial and better. It was like I needed to see a certain amount of days without seizures, and I needed to see that evidence from the doctor. But even before the blood work, I was like, I'm doing this. We're doing this testimonial. And then, we just, timing wise, it just happened to be a couple days after he got his blood work. But I was confident before we even got the blood work results that his blood work was going to be better and his liver enzymes were going to be decreased. So I'm glad that we did actually do this because it's clear that he's had a lot of benefit from them.
Yeah. I'm so happy for you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad this is all happening, and it's so interesting that it's literally the 1 year since I got gemstones.
Yeah, it's your 1 year anniversary. Congratulations.
2022, my gemstones arrived, and I have like a note about all of it because I was like, wow, how cool is it that they arrived on 2/2/2022?
Is an omen.
Yep.
Is an omen.
Yep. So exactly 1 year later, I'm saying how good they have, how much they've benefited Mason, which is great. So
All right. Well, thank you so much.
yeah,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being open-minded enough to try. Thank you for being, willing to see what happens,
right,
because it's all too often people are not even willing to try. They won't even, experiment. They won't even try. It's like
right.
you don't know what's behind the door until you knock on it and open it up. And
Yeah.
lo and behold, it could be something kind of like this.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Thank you so much for sharing. I love you so much. I'll let you go.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.